Welcome back to Manosphere Daily, where we break down the real conversations the mainstream won't touch. Today, we're diving into a topic that's making waves: modern women regretting feminism. After years of independence, career chasing, and who needs a man energy, some women are realizing, maybe, just maybe, they were sold a dream that doesn't quite match reality. Before we get into it, do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel *, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget, share this video with your friends and help spread the conversation.
How old are you?
62.
What does it feel like to be 62?
To be honest, today I was thinking I was the luckiest girl in the world. Enjoying the sunshine, out in the park, having almost finished a whole bunch of projects that I've been working on for a long time. Just a very lucky girl.
What is a big mistake or big regret that you've made, that you have, that has helped you learn a valuable lesson in life?
I can't answer that question, to be honest. Don't go out with married men.
Don't go out with married men?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you?
No. No and no.
What is the biggest lesson you learned from it, at least?
There's just another road to take.
You want to know what fucking sucks? I'll tell you what fucking sucks.
What sucks?
Shoveling a ton of gravel. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, if you got lady muscles.
The whole entire time I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the fuck are the women that wanted equal rights? The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't. I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving iced tea. Fuck this bullshit. I don't want to be equal. I don't want any part of being equal. I will make sandwiches. I will cook dinner. I will wear an apron. I will clean house. I'll vacuum. I'll do whatever I gotta do to keep from fucking shoveling rock. And the difference between TikTok and Facebook is, after I get this shit done, I'm gonna get on Facebook and brag about everything I accomplished and how fucking happy I am. But just know the truth. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. It doesn't make me feel good. No part of it. Don't want to do it.
Oh, so now feminism wasn't such a great deal after all. After years of "I don't need no man" speeches, now it's "where have all the good men gone?" It's almost like they realized that a career and a cat don't keep you warm at night. For decades, they told men they were replaceable, only to realize that it was actually them who were being replaced.
I hate with a passion that I was born in a generation where it's not cool to show that you care for someone. When did that even become a thing? Why are we like this? When did we collectively decide that as a society that we're just gonna be nonchalant and not show that we care? Like, that was the cool thing to do.
It's so easy to talk about it on social media. So maybe it's time to start with yourself and show that this is normal. After all, many things considered normal today were unimaginable just a few years ago.
Or low gas prices?
I guess low gas prices, because ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills. And all of a sudden I have to work and I have to do all these things. And I honestly don't want to work. I would rather stay in the kitchen. Mind you, I need some cooking classes, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make somebody really happy.
This is what happens. You think, oh, it's fine, they just might not open the door for us because of all the raging feminists, but you can't act out. Society does change. There is such thing as social engineering. People change their behavior. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, women end up in a really bad situation. Like, she can't get anybody to help her up. Those dudes aren't checking for her. They're not even gonna look at her. They're gonna ignore her. Yeah, we need help. I don't know. It's just like non-stop. Like, let's stop acting out and let's act correct. And at least make the perception that we're not going to perpetuate negative behaviors. Come on. Like, set an example. Like, if you do see someone acting out, make sure to, like, respond accordingly. But luckily a woman did come, rush over and help her up. But yeah, great point.
Turns out that a strong, independent script didn't come with a happy ending, just student debt, long work hours, and the same dating market they once laughed at men for struggling in. Now, after years of rejecting traditional roles, they're shocked that men have moved on. The same guys they ignored are either thriving in relationships elsewhere or simply choosing peace over stress. Maybe instead of blaming men, it's time for a real conversation about why so many women are having second thoughts about the path they were told to take.
Men aren't even
welcomed there. The very broad brush of feminism has painted every guy on campus as an evil participant of rape culture and the misogynistic patriarchy that's trying to keep women down. By teaching women to climb the corporate ladder and to date without intention,
why do some women have such an obsession with being on top?
Families aren't being created. Families in which both mother and father are present. And then, having removed the male influence, they turn around and blame men for the problematic men that they've created. I'll let the man who said it best say it again.
Those is for boys. Are y'all dykes? Like, it be the baddest ones. Like, I really just...
Independent women, stop it. Y'all making it hard for me. I don't want to be independent.
So what does independent woman mean to you?
I got it. I could do it by myself. I don't need nobody. I got my own money, my own car, my own house, my own... Shut up. You ain't supposed to do it by yourself. You're supposed to have a partner. You ain't supposed to be in this world alone. You know how hard it is carrying all the groceries in by yourself? That is stressful. You need a man for that, okay?
Yeah, what about the pushback, though, from the women that are saying, well, I tried that, and there's no quality men that's stepping up to the plate? What about those women who have gone through that experience and say, you know what, man, I'm just going to try to do it myself just because I haven't been successful?
I say treat it like you do a job. When you have a job that don't work out, you don't be like, well, I'm done. I ain't going to never work again. You're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep trying. You're going to keep making it work. You got to keep going.
Also, a job is a livelihood, though. A man may not be a livelihood for a lot of women.
Look, I was one of those women like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to just do my own thing and, do it by myself. But deep down, I was like, I don't want to do this.
Oh, so now feminism wasn't such a great deal after all. After decades of, I don't need a man, and, marriage is oppression, speeches, now it's, where have all the good men gone? That plot twist is hitting harder than reality itself. They spent years laughing at traditional women, calling them pick-mes and weak for wanting husbands and families.
To define half of the human race. If you think along the lines of men need to behave, the future is female, or the good ones are taken, maybe ask yourself why you deserve one of the good ones when you make no room for positive masculinity.
You believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man, masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? Mm-hmm. And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of
women are basically alike in terms of personality, in terms of cognitive ability, in terms of leadership. But what it did find was that media depictions of men and women as fundamentally different perpetuate misconceptions, as does workplace bias.
Oh God, so it's my... Men and women are broadly similar with regards to aggression, although men tilt a little bit more towards aggression. So that if you picked a random person out of the population, male and female, and you guessed that the male was more aggressive, you'd be right 60% of the time. But if you take the 1 in 100 most aggressive people, they're all male. And that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that? just out of curiosity. What about bricklayers? They're 99% male, and we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons. And that's all hidden under the idea that the reason that men and women make different amounts of money is because of their gender.
Now they're scrolling through dating apps at 35, wondering why no one is swiping right except the guy holding a fish and a midlife crisis. It turns out, working 50-hour weeks and coming home to an empty apartment with takeout and a cat isn't as glamorous as social media made it sound. Meanwhile, the men they rejected, oh, they're doing just fine. Some of them built wealth, found feminine, cooperative women overseas, or just learned to enjoy life without the unnecessary stress.
These are all just like really misogynistic. I don't necessarily need a man to tell me. I also have females who can support me. I feel like women and men can both provide that.
Wait,
So
what is misogynistic about his statement here?
Well, I don't know why it has to be a man.
How do you define misogyny?
I don't know. I don't like this.
What? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Now, instead of admitting they might have been wrong, these ladies are out here saying, men are just intimidated by strong women. No, men just don't want to sign up for a lifetime of debates and cold dinners. And let's not forget the best part, the same women who once shouted, "I don't want to cook and clean for a man," are now on TikTok complaining that no one wants to marry them. Turns out, someone has to cook and clean, and Uber Eats isn't a long-term relationship. At the end of the day, feminism told them they could have it all. What it didn't tell them was that they'd have to do it all alone. And that's a wrap on modern women regretting feminism.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.